Well, speaking of getting things together, folks, it's April. Remember April 15th, that's the big deadline. David Bach has been talking to me a little bit off camera about taxes. No, I have not gotten my taxes together either.
And you're normal. 60% of Americans have not filed their taxes yet. Right. So, the reality is 1 in 2 people basically haven't done it. The big news here, and really it's a basic story, is file your tax returns by April 15th. If you've earned under $57,000, a lot of people with very low incomes actually don't file their tax returns, and they miss out on the refunds. The average American refund should be about $2,800 this year. If you go back to 2006 right now, there's $1.3 billion in tax refunds sitting in the government's coffers because people didn't file their tax returns in 2006.
But there's a limit, though, David. You can only go back, what is it now, 3 years?
So,
yeah, so
file those tax returns, file the extensions, go to irs.gov. E-filing's free, it's fast, it's easy. If, a lot of people have questions about their taxes. The search engine on irs.gov is phenomenal. Use that search engine. Let me tell you some really great ways.
You like electronically, which is cheaper for all around and faster. I mean, I saw that.
It is, and I think some key things here is obviously don't miss the new tax deductions for last year, which include the $8,000 tax credit, the $6,500 repeat buyer credit. There's a Go Green credit right now. If you did any energy appliances or anything to make your home more energy efficient in 2009, $15 tax credit there. There's also the American Opportunity Credit, which is for college. If you've got kids that went to college, there was a special $2,500 tax credit for that. So this year had a lot of extras in it. Very important, whether you work with an accountant or do it yourself, that you don't miss out on potentially thousands of dollars of the great tax deductions.
Isn't it funny that we miss so many opportunities? I mean, the green deductions, for instance, are very new, and a lot of folks don't even know about them.
Right. Plus donations this year, they rejiggered it.
If you did a donation, for instance, for the Haiti Relief Program, they moved that to March 30th. So even if you made a donation in the first quarter of 2010, you can take that in 2009.
Exactly.
We've had an administration change. The tax code has obviously been changing, and the Bush tax cuts are going to be going away, et cetera, et cetera. Is this the filing year, or is it next year that we all really need to take a close look at the massive changes happening in the tax code?
Well, this is why the tax industry has such a great business. The reality is every year you really have to stay on top of it. Okay. I will tell you that 2010, though, is a disaster because until we figure out what's really happening with the state taxes.
The tax year or?
The 2010 tax year.
That we're in now.
Until we know where the tax laws are settled, because they're not for 2010 from a state planning tax point. We are just up in the air completely until we get through the end of this year and see what Congress and Senate does on estate tax planning issues. And that's going to, in fact, impact millions of Americans, and we don't know the answer.
The estate, because the estate,
the death taxes are zero this year. Right?
Yeah, there's estate tax, there's capital gains taxes, and then
there's estate taxes.
The VAT tax, possibly, right?
That one's not happening. You don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I think you might be a little off on that one, David.
If I'm wrong on that, you can bring me out here and do something bad.
I will. I have no problem with that, as you know. All right.